Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be listening to interview experience for Cisco. We have Avanti with us who is pursuing masters in embedded systems from BITS Pilani. So let's get started.
Hello, I'm Avanti and I'll be talking of the selection process that we had for Cisco campus placements. There was an online test first. After that, there were 3 to 4 rounds of technical interviews, and after that, one HR round. So the CG cutoff criteria was 6.5 for appearing for the written test, and they had applied for 2 profiles. They were selecting for 2 profiles. One was cloud application developer, which was more for the computer science and system engineering people, and another was network or embedded engineer, which was open for the electronic branches. So the written test was conducted online. It was for a duration of 1 hour. There were 15 questions in this. 2 were programming questions, which were pretty lengthy, and 13 were short MCQ type questions. There was no negative marking. So in the 13 questions, they were from a variety of areas like computer architecture, basic electronics. So electronics questions were very less. Computer architecture, more from computer science basics, then network security, and basically more on the networking questions were there. And coming to the 2 programming questions which were there, so we had to write the program, and the evaluation was done based on how many test cases that program passed. So I mean, if you had written a code and it didn't pass the test cases, I guess it would be no use. So the 2 questions on programming, one was on dynamic programming, and another one was in which you had to search, and an array was given, and you had to search all elements of the array, and fix it in some given order or search for some element. Both the programming questions were, I think, pretty difficult. They were very difficult. The other 13 questions, MCQs, were moderately difficult. Okay, I'll tell you of my strategy which I used for preparing for written test during the placement season. So one was obvious that whichever, since it was an online written test this time, so we knew which platform would be conducting the written test. So one very good option is that you can go to that platform. They have the previous papers for those companies. You can see them and prepare from them. That's one thing I did. And another is, even if the questions were, I mean, something I didn't know, like what happened is network questions or computer science questions, I wasn't very familiar with them. But the thing is, if there is no negative marking, you always make sure that you just don't get disheartened and run away from the paper. You attempt all the questions you can. That way you'll always have a good chance of clearing the written. And another thing is, you should know whatever you answered in the written, because many times the companies do ask these questions in interviews. I'll be talking about the first round of interview which took place for me. So of course, this time the interviews were completely online. So they had a schedule wherein we were informed as to when our first round would be. So my first round was pretty late, around 3 p.m. or so. How it started, it was an online interview. The first question the interviewer asked me was to tell of my previous work experience. Okay, this was something I was not expecting. So in the previous work experience, I began by telling her what area I worked in and what she asked me my contributions to it. I told her about that. Another thing, after listening to this for some time, then she asked me if there were any design issues we would receive from the customers in the field and how we had fixed them, how we had worked on them. So I told her about some of these. After discussing about these work experience related things for around 10 minutes, then she moved on to the technical part of the interview. In this, as she told me that she had been asked to evaluate us on three areas, let's say. One was operating systems, one was C programming, and one was data structures. So I said I'm most comfortable with OS, operating system. So let's start with that. In that, she asked me some basic questions on priority inversion, what priority inversion is, what are the scheduling algorithms used in real-time systems, what is the difference between a real-time system and a basic OS, some memory hierarchy concepts, paging faults, segmentation faults, things like this. What sort of communication mechanisms are used between processors to communicate. So some basic questions on OS she asked. Also related to C programming, she did ask, she asked some basic questions, didn't go into depth. After that, there was a puzzle which she asked. This was again a non-technical thing, like the puzzles we get on Geeks for Geeks. She asked a puzzle, and she don't expect me to solve it immediately. But one thing I did was all the time along I kept on telling her my approach to it, how I was thinking. I didn't get the answer immediately, but I moved along telling her my thought process, and in the end I'll say both of us we were able to solve that puzzle. So that would be it for the first round. After that, she asked whether I'd be interested in a network embedded type of profile or a pure embedded profile. Now, frankly speaking, since network embedded was not something I had known, I mean, network embedded was not something that we had studied as yet. So I told her that she could forward my name for the embedded profile, and that's it for the first round. I'll be talking about the second round of interview which I had. So in this, it was a techno-managed type of round. In this, the interviewer first, he asked me to introduce myself as everyone does, and then he asked me, after hearing of that, he asked me to describe any situation which I had faced in the past 4 or 5 years, which I initially found difficult and how I overcame it, something like that. He gave me some 2 to 3 minutes to think. So I thought carefully about it, and I could have told a non-technical situation too, but I decided to tell a technical one. So I just went ahead and told how simple thing, how I coped with the courses and how I increased my participation in the projects that we had, how I learned from it, and things like that. So how these things had seemed difficult at first, and how I overcame them slowly, and how I changed my attitude towards it slowly. That's what I told. Okay, after that he moved on to ask some C programming questions. In it, he started with the basics, like which are the different storage classes of variables, what are storage classes, what are the scopes of the different types of variables. Then some other questions like why if an extern is declared in a certain program, if it's not declared in the original program, it is called from another program, then what would be the type of error or what would happen. Another is he asked the difference between variable declaration and definition, and what happens to what is the memory allocation of these, when is memory allocated, things like that. And he also asked about why certain storage classes are initialized to a value of 0 and certain classes are not, they are not defined initially. So these were some of the C questions which he asked. Some he asked on the memory allocations of C programs, like when we use malloc and when we use kfree. So how does the system really know how many bytes to free, since we don't explicitly specify? Then again, some questions in OS he asked regarding priority inversion and Ogeshi scheduling algorithms. Another, he asked me of my one project which I had written in the CV about a pipeline processor and how we had implemented it, what goes into pipelining. Also had a device driver project mentioned. So he asked about the differences between USB 2.0 and USB 3.0 and some implementations. That's it for the second round. After that, he said ask the HR to get in touch with me. I'll tell of my overall preparation strategy for the placement season. So for C, I did basic concepts first from Geeks for Geeks. Also, there was a 65 question set which was useful for preparation. So we prepared from that. For digital subjects and CMOS design, there's a book from Harris and Harris called Computer Architecture and Design. So that was useful for preparation because it covered all the digital aspects from right from the beginning to FSM level concepts. Then for Verilog, I think we already had a lot of hands-on practice in terms of our labs. So to better it, I practiced from HDL bits, which had questions right from basic concepts like what are the types of variables to again FSM level concepts. So HDL bits was very good for Verilog preparation. That's all. Again, from the interview point of view or on the day of the interview, I think one thing always kept clear was that I should know what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses. So when I was giving an interview and I knew that now they'll be asking data structures or I won't know certain things. So then I would try to, I would keep them in the C part of the interview only, where I knew I was confident and I could talk more about that. Also, another important thing is that I think we should know about the company which you are interviewing for, because see, once the interview process starts, you don't have time on that day to then look up for what the company does or look up for its products or things like that. So what the company does. Tell me about yourself. I think these things we should prepare. These things we should prepare well in advance, because it gives a very good impression of the candidate. Basically, I think at the end of the day, they are looking for the right candidate. So, uh, so whether, of course, technical is one part of it, but I think other than that, you have to be very confident on the areas you know, the areas you don't know, and on the areas you know, you have to portray it to know it very well. Or for example, when they ask for other questions like introduce yourself, or how did you take care of these aspects, or how do you face these certain situations, I think we should all of us have certain strengths. We should know these, and we should portray these to our full capacity in that interview. So finally they know that this is the right fit or this is the right candidate, and our company would really like to have this person. So I think that is important, that when the interview day is going on, you should have one thing on the mind, that they should find you as a good candidate. Technical, non-technical, personality, how you do that, that is up to you. So I think I used a mix of technical as well as I mean, I kept it in my mind all the time during the first as well as the second interview, that even if I'm not very familiar with the software domain, or not the best person maybe for the software domain, but with my learning attitude, I should be able to convey that, and I'm the right candidate for this post, things like that. So all the best everyone from my side for the placement season. All the best.